Alright. Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing good. Today, we're gonna be back with some Team Wars. It is going to be DLTW against Infinity. So, DLTW, you guys know this team. Very old team as well, very experimented. Has been multiple times in playoffs as well within Team Wars. And recent achievement they got is actually being the champions of Box to Box. But we also have another team here, and it is going to be Infinity, which has proven their qualifications to go into Team Wars again for the third time, and also played recently Box to Box. And I do believe they play other leagues as well, such as Duel Frontier, if I'm correct. Sorry, Duel Frontier, maybe or was. And yeah, now you can see both teams actually have the same score and same run differential. So without further ado, we're gonna go straight up into the first duel. Good luck to both teams on today's war. I'm also going to be putting the predictions in case you guys come early, because I never know. And so, Snow with Phantom Knights on the bottom, using Phantom strategy being the must-use skill for this exact deck. Now there are other alternatives, but this is the one most of the people use, because you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, which allows you to draw from more cards. And it doesn't summon anything. He's going to be setting 3 cards actually. And thank you very much for the skill shot. And you, Shadow, thank you for the red thing as well. Alright, so Harpy is going to be the first deck on the side of Khan. This is going to be interesting because Harpy does have an advantage with a lot of plays, but looking at this is actually... I'll have to see though. Yeah, so he has used Harpy's Hunting Ground, which means that will be... I mean, that's a 29 card, yeah. 29 card deck. So this is the fast Harpy here. Well, fat Harpy, not fast. Completely different, because if it was fast, that would be generally a 20 card deck list that you want to play. MST gonna be done on the Book of Moon. So Snow is gonna be able to play now though. This is gonna be maybe getting a monster, but if he doesn't, yeah, he's gonna pass the turn. Oof. Passing a turn here is not gonna be nice for him at all though. Also, Perfumer gets to be summoned on the field. That's gonna be forcing a TTH though. TTH coming in, which is going to do some damage here, because Ken cannot summon anymore, but he can still set some cards if eventually he has some back row. That's going to be one thing he can go for. And of course, with the effect of the Harpist, you're going to be drawing for a card. He doesn't set anything. No, I don't really believe there's lethal on his side, but if there's one thing he can do, and this is because of how Phantom Knights work, is going to be going for Levier, which is a rank 3 that actually allows you to get back one of your banished monsters, putting it in the field again. Just for the sake of having like more materials, also allows him to get back this monster, so the Cloak, which when you banish it, you can actually search for a monster. And I am fine actually, AG. Hope you're doing good as well. Oh yeah, okay. Going for another setup here, which is understandable. So he's gonna instead go destroy the field spell, which is still going to be a nice play, especially if he wants maybe to save the back row. Then it's completely understandable. Now, of course, what you get is to summon both of these monsters. Like, oh wait a second. They're warrior. Okay. Swarm Thanatos, which isn't seen often. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach a material. This face-up card is unaffected by other monster effects this turn. Pretty good actually, especially if you don't want to get bounced. Oh shoot. Oh. For fuck's sake. So we should be back. Is this going to take my connection there? Honestly, I don't even have bullets. Oh my god, the Wayfair just decides to cut in. So he's going for Xyz's attack, had 2 sets. Because he had the Phantom Knight before, so the boots, with the boots you get to search a spell trap. He also decided to go search, of course, for the Fog Blade, which you can actually get by using the skill Phantom strategy. Now there is a Harpy setup going on the side of Khan. But he's going to be still forcing the overlay on the side of the Xyz. Doesn't really get bounced, so Xyz remains on the field. Thanatos is alive. Alright, going for the battle phase right now. And that is going to be pretty good. So now, with the other trap, which is going to be the sword, you gain attack. And that's going to go over the Synchro as well, which is going to allow him to destroy that Harpy. And now it's looking pretty nice, although Khan still has some back throw. Plus, he gets to draw because of the Harpies being sent to the grave, so... Also draws with the Oracle. Alright, so now it is the turn of Snow. Alright, sets a monster, just decides to attack. That's quite a field, I gotta say. There isn't much that Snow can do for the time being, and another issue here, as you can see, is gonna go for the Synchro. He's gonna be able to bounce the Xyz as well. Unless he's thinking that he wants to bounce the phase down, because maybe he has like an alternative for the Xyz, which could be possible. Especially if you have a Karma Cut. Okay, he's gonna bounce the Xyz. So now the Phantom Knight Sword is in the graveyard. Doesn't want to attack though. Yep. A fair choice here. He doesn't attack because if you let the Phantom Knight in the grave, you still allow Snow to go for some more draw power. Snow going to be sending a card. Can does nothing yet. Or maybe doesn't really have something to reply against the face down monster. Eventually he's gonna go for the Channeler. Is this going to pass though? No, he gets the Oracle. Making the Malevolent Sin, and I do think he's not going to go for the Corbage unless he does play it. Which I think we could still see the Corbage. Yes, indeed, going for the Corbage right now. Which is going to eventually put way more pressure for the fact that you actually send the monster back to the dead. Snow is in a terrible position right now. If we check the graveyard, I don't think he has a Phantom Knight, maybe one. No, he has two. So eventually he's going to be able to tank one attack. Maybe. But just maybe. Because the problem here is going to be... And hello to you, Flishran. But yeah, eventually there's still a chance that his opponent is going to bounce the card. And yes, that's going to be, I think, almost it. Karma Cut intervening, which is going to banish the Xyz. And that is it. 2 attacks that passes lethal. And we're gonna have the first point taken by Khan. So we're gonna be into a 0-1 here. Also, I need to fix the score, so don't mind me. Let me fix that. I forgot to fix it to 0-1. Oh my god, I'm terrible sometimes. I forgot to actually change the score, so don't mind me for that. And so... this is the actual score we have, the correct one. Alright, so yeah, going for the second deck here, which I'm gonna understand here a lot. Phantom Knights against Harpy isn't really a go. Even if you see, for example, Phantom Knights bringing a lot of cards, speed and banishing, or just the way to access into the Xyz, then go for the plays. Harpy though still has a lot of responses because you do bounce the cards, which isn't good for the deck itself. So we're gonna go into the second duel, and actually, big surprise guys, we're gonna have a repeat here. So first repeat going to be used on the side of the LTW. Now they have one left. So they're going again for the Phantom Knights here, which I guess I can understand, especially considering the 29 cards Harpy, maybe? Okay, now that actually is a good opener. Getting to do Phantom Knights, of course. I mean, it's Phantom strategy, so the skill. Makes into Livier. Livier is going to retrieve back the level 3. And with the cloak, why not get some stats for you? So he's gonna go and get that bonus. How many cards set? 3. Honestly, Snow is looking pretty good. This is a very big field for a turn 1. Snow is looking pretty nice. No, Khan had a very bad turn 1 and turn 3 previously. Well, to be more specific, turn 2 and 4. So if he gets something similar, this can be pretty bad for him. He's gonna instantly go again for the skill. Sets up the Harpist Hunting Ground. Summons again a Harpist. He will go, though Snow is going to go for the instant MST. He's not going to rush the back row so far. And so setting cards on the side of Khan, but how many? He will go though for the Historic Sign. He's going to draw for the Egotist. And Snow lets the Egotist go through. Does he have a response is my question. Now he has let the Synchro go through. Ooh. Is this a good timing? Yes, it is. This is going to be very, very nice for Snow. So with the sword that was 2600 attack on point, and because you have the trap, you can actually protect your monster from battle once. And you're gonna have the Levier that remains on the field, and of course, you're gonna retrieve the boot. And what's the point of having the boot? You get to do another Xyz just to disrupt even more Khan. So Snow is looking fantastic here. Question is, does he have a setup for lethal? I don't think he does yet. Ooh, maybe he does. MST, which apparently is going to be not, Khan is going to be giving up this duel. So that is going to be a 1-1. So Snow stays in the table, goes with the Phantom Knights, and Khan has to go with the second deck. Alright, we're gonna go into the next duel. Snow versus Khan again. No swapping positions. We're good. And next deck is actually going to be Tech Genus. We see the antinomy. And Khan is going to get the first turn. Probably the best turn he could have asked, honestly. Because Phantom Knights, well, both turns can be pretty good for the deck. But first turn for Phantom Knights is especially the best because whenever you get setup done, and if it's a correct setup, it is still going to be very, very strong. Tech Genus is also pretty scary because a classic thing is you want to get the classic setup of Store Guardian being on the field and then ideally have some monsters to then perform a Synchro, which could be enough for Aquarian Gandrax, could be enough for Blackrose, for example. Okay, what is he going to do? Okay, yep, going to remain with these exact setup as you can see here. So, Star Guardian and the Catapult Dragon and the Soldier, enough for 2 possible Synchros. Alright, Snow is going to be instantly using Phantom Strategy. So now he can send the Ragged Glows, which is going to allow him to send a Phantom Knight card from the deck to the grave. And he's going to actually send the Armor. Sending Thrashing Armor, so he banishes it just to draw 1 card by also discarding 1. And of course, because you're discarding 1, but you're discarding especially the Silent Boots, you're going to be getting another card in your hand, which is going to be a Phantom Knight spell trap. So funny interactions that just happened. As you can see, he got some draw 2 here, which is very good. And eventually Snow is going to be able to maybe start a setup. We'll see. The best he's going to want to is to go for an Xyz, force onto the Synchro to then make a potential Guardian Gendrax or Black Rose. I'd say he's going to go for the Guardian Gendrax. We'll see what goes on. Sets 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards. Going for the 3 cards though. Alright, so Kanna's going to be going immediately, goes for the Black Rose. He's going to want to get rid of all this back row. Gets rid of 2 MST and the Fog Blade. And hello to you, support you. Hope you're doing good, man. So there's no lethal yet. Snow is gonna have to go for an Xyz at that point. Probably gonna go for the Livier just to get some more resources. Gonna be sending the Cloak to the grave. And now he's gonna be able to retrieve a monster as well. And he's gonna retrieve the Ragged Gloves. Fogblade going to summon back again the Cloak. And makes it into another Xyz. And that actually is going to be lethal. Lethal due to the Ragged Gloves. When you actually have it as a material for an Xyz, again 1000 attack, that is going to be enough for Snow to get lethal on second turn. Fantastic play here. So Kanna is going to be out. And yeah, I mean, Duel Links is not dead. It's just like, again, I think it's just so dumb how many people are like, yo, Duel Links is dead, Duel Links is dead. But, you know, unfortunately, they keep on that, but they don't understand. People maybe just want to play the game and they don't care so much about Master Duel, vice versa. Like, there's so many opinions on each game. If a game was trash, I do think, obviously, like, so many people will move on to other games. That's the thing. Duel Links is like a game that has been criticized just because of like the difference that it has with TCG and maybe like the poor events we have. So like so many people just come in and, you know, dislike Duel Links for such reasons, but it's still going to be globally a good game. Because here's the thing. When talking about mobile games, the fact that we have so many gacha games, and this is like literally the kind of game you only find like in such device. It's just, how should I say, generally lame, and we got into that, and to me Duel Links still stands out in that kind of category. Why wail on DL when you can go for a game which has a better scope of esports and tournaments? I don't even know if there's going to be real esports for Master Duel. I honestly have no clue, because to me, that will be debatable. Like, Master Duel, I don't find that it's going to be exactly like what, for example, Shadowverse is in terms of esport. I don't really have the impression yet. We'll only be able to conclude like in summer 2022, we're gonna be able to say if it is indeed good or not. But I'm not sure I can give an answer yet. Yeah, no, definitively. With Master Duel, they came already with a ban list, which actually had me laughing though, because ban list had some good stuff, and of course, one bad thing was this skill drain. Like skill drain just being unbanned. I mean, super debatable. Because skill drain is just so strong. You basically like negate the effect of monsters while they are on the field for something that is so easy. You pay 1000 and you do that. It's so strong. Yeah, exactly. I have no idea, but you know, if there's one thing I'm going to guess. How should I say that? Because The way we play TCG, or at least from what I've seen, now I'm not an expert, so many people will hate on me, they can correct me for that if they want. But I always have the impression you play so many negates. That's all you do. Skill Drain, of course, is a negate while on the field, I believe. I don't think it's elsewhere. Yeah, I see you, Usopp. Alright, so this is looking like another Harpy. So Harpy is going to be the first deck on the side of Hiro. Getting the second turn as well, as you can see. 24 cards though. It's not the exact same Harpy. We'll see how this goes. PK on Duel Links, let's go. Yeah, PK is a good deck as well. Like, it's a really, really solid deck. The thing here again, because I think the way we criticize Duel Links is so dumb. It's a gacha game, so eventually you're gonna have stupid stuff. Master Duel isn't really a gacha game, it's a card game, which is going to be pretty distinct. It just has this formula where if you want to get to pack, you can. If you want to craft, you can. But it's a different system, I'd say. But like, both games have their goods and bad. That's the thing. It's just that the TCG was always more popular than Duel Links though. Also because of the YouTube scene, the Twitch scene. So most of the times it's understandable. Anyways, Snow comes back with a very strong field, as you can see. Levier, the Cloak, and 3 set. Hiro is gonna start with the Summon of Perfumer, which is going to get negated though. Maybe. Does he have an answer against that? Let's the Fogblade go through, so that's going to get negated. Yeah, that's the thing, like, when you want to craft stuff, you hope to be able to craft them. Like, in terms of staple wise, it's going to be, if you know which staples to search for, you're going to be globally good for most of the decks. So like, you have ways to strategize the way you use the gems to then craft the decks, which is pretty nice in Master Duel. And of course, it's like a big disadvantage in Duel Links because like, you can't craft, so staples, you're forced to go into the box and hope to get it. This is like the main reason why people hate Duel Links, is because if you want a certain staple, you cannot craft it. You go to the box, you pray, you don't get it, you cry. Pretty much that. This is why people say that it's like way more pay to win, that it's more free to play when you play Master Duel. It's just all about the crafting. Master Duel, yeah, sort of. You can notice it with the kind of decks that are being played indeed. That is true, Usopp. Alright, so the Ragged Gloves has sent the Fragile Armor, and now he uses the effect, going to discard another glove to draw a card. And if he didn't use the Silent Boots, yeah, he's going to be able to get to draw. 4 effects from the grave, I believe, on the side of Snow. He gets to draw a lot as well. No, I don't think he's going to be able to do much. He was almost floodgated, had to do a bomb on the monster on the left. And he's going to end the turn, doesn't go attack the... Not attacking the Perfumer though. I wonder why, maybe because of the Fog Blade. Maybe so. %, Shadow. The thing is, unfortunately, Master Duel is a subject you cannot avoid. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's something that is just not going to be avoided because every people is going to come being like, yo, why you play Duel Links? Master Duel exists. People are still going to come into your channel to just say that if you stream Duel Links, for example. But I guess if I, for example, said, yo, I'm going to be streaming Master Duel, maybe I'm going to get people, but again, to each their own. One question I'm asking myself, for example, is like, let's say that I decide to play Kirby. Will I have people just coming in and be like, yo, why you play Kirby? Just go play Master Duel. And all I want to say is, we all like the games we want. Maybe a game isn't made for me, and that's the case for Master Duel. We all have opinions. Now, I'm seeing a harpist on the side of Hero. No cards used on the side of Snow. Maybe he's saving the card. And it is possible that we have Hero just trying to think if he wants to do the Synchro, wants to do NXCs. But this isn't an easy field at all. The Phantom Knight just has such a good field going on so far. Also, Machine in the chat said that there could be a DTH. So if there is a DTH, especially on the side of Snow, that eventually is going to hurt a lot. But no, so far nothing. Alright, Hiro going for the Jin. Just to be able to take some time, I guess, is looking into the staples at that point. Although, here's the thing. Snow is going to be able to force things, and because you have the XC, so you could be able to use the Fog Blade to then destroy another card. But guess Book of Moon. Gonna be ending the turn. Let's turn again for Hiro. So one thing that is good is Hiro is going to be able to defend itself from battle, from card effects. And also has a nice defense. I mean, 2300 defense. Not all monsters can go through. Alright, so another card is going to be set on the side of Hiro. Going to be passing a turn. Floodgate though is going to happen. Going to put that Break Sword face down, but no. Book of Moon is again going to intervene, putting this monster face down, but assuring itself that he can flip up again next turn. And yo, I hope you're doing good, fam. I do stream not a lot of times, but when I do, I do. MST destroying his trick party though. That will have been an interesting card to see for a comeback, which is going to hurt Hiro at that point. Also the fact that he has his 2 Harpy as material for his Maestroke. Alright, Maestroke using the effect though, he's going to be flipping down the Levier. Going to set down cards, and if he is able to, he's going to be drawing with the Harpist. But first he's going to try to attack the Levier, maybe forcing a back row here. Which is understandable. I mean, you still have that Pro, but if I have one thing I want to say, the meta is healthier. The meta is healthier compared to the past. Like, there's of course going to be like some air periods or meh periods or good periods, but like, at least we don't have this Onomat phase or like Dark Clouds and Blue Eyes phase, which is, I think, something disgusting we got into last year. I personally really dislike to see so many Onomats, because Onomat was like a deck that is stupid, has a super good skill, and everyone plays MSTE, everyone plays Book of Moon. And to me this was like the least healthy deck we've seen in years, personally. Because there weren't like many variations for the Onomat. Like, one variation that happened was due to Rhino's a boss, which then people went for it to be able to get these succeeds done. But I mean, right now we have a more healthier meta that you can see. For example, Phantom Knights, which has risen. Harpy remains, but has like a fair strength compared to before, due to the ban list. We don't really see Thunder Dragons anymore. We have Melodious that actually remains. We also have Gaia that remains. Water that remains. Magnets, which has risen as well. Magnets being very good in this exact meta. Tech Genus, which is pretty strong as well. So we do have the variations, as you can see. No, yeah, to me it is enjoyable. Definitively. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff can happen with each deck. Alright, Brick of Mirror gonna be done on the Phantom Knights again to avoid the Floodgate. And he just sets a card. Instant MST on the side of Snow. Except for TTH. I guess, yeah, Shadow. It's a card that has remained for so long and still semi-limited to 2 as well. Now Snow is going to be able to get what he wants though. And that's easy. Malevolent Sin going to be banishing the Maestro. Nothing on the field. Lethal. And that is eventually going to be a point again for Snow. So we're currently 3-1. I'm going to say that we could see a repeat on the side of Infinity. They sent Harpy for a reason. It still does have the matchup, but Phantom Knights again, when you have that exact first turn, especially with the 3 set, and a good graveyard, it's not that simple to stop it. Most of the time you're going to want a deck that is able to control the graveyard. So, pretty much is what it is. We'll see though what they decide to do on the side of Infinity. Alright, so we're going to be seeing a repeat on the side of Infinity. Going to be also their first repeat for a Harpy. And we'll see if this is going to work though, if they're going to be able to stop Phantom Knights. Which is so funny because Phantom Knights is generally consistent. You sort of get bricks, but like the bricks is like you just get so many spell traps, but you know, it's still an offensive deck when it gets its stuff. So let's go to the next duel, shall we? And I think there was an error, maybe. The classic loadings from Duel Links. Is this a DC? Or not? It is a DC. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Konami. Fix that. I don't even think this happens in Master Duel 2. Alright, they swapped tables. So I'm gonna change their names. So now as this time on top, we're gonna have Hero on the bottom. And Hero gets the first turn as well. Ooh, 4 sets though on the side of Hero. That much set cards. I don't think I expected that at all. Now he's gonna go for the instant Phantom strategy, sends the Fragile Armor, discards the Raked Gloves, gets to draw a card, and if he wants he can also use again the Raked Gloves to go faster, get a level 3 on the grave, draw for a Spell Trap or a monster if he wants to send the Cloak. So Snow is out to go for the setup he wants. Alright, so far, Snow thinking what to do. Now we know he has the Raked Gloves, which either he retrieves it or uses its effect. Instant MST, MST going to touch the Canadia. Alright. Maybe second MST if he has that. Also, that MST was pretty interesting because there was no timing, as you can see, on the side of Hiro the moment MST was used. Normal summoning the cloak, and because he has normal summon, you can go for Kagamucha. Kagamucha, which is now special summoned. And maybe he's going to try to go for the, I will say, the Phantom Knight Xyz to destroy a card on the field, but it also depends if the opponent is going to be able to reply or not. Eventually it's going to be a yes because of the timing from the earlier timing, so Floodgate is going to happen. If Snow has a Book of Moon, he can save his Phantom Knight. No. He's going to be taking it. Maybe he's saving the Book of Moon as well for another monster. Hero sets a monster again, does not want to attack the monster, plus the monster is floodgated. Ideally, he's going to want to bounce that phase on monster. He's going to want to send it back to the extra deck, ideally with the effect of a Harpy Slash. Snow passing a turn as well. Hiro also passed the turn before, going to be the turn of Hiro. Normal summons a Harpist. Alright, is this a delay on the side of Snow, or is it Hiro's thinking? Hiro thinking. He's gonna be flipping another Harpies here. Alright, this is conflictual though. Going for an Xyz here. Gonna go for the Abyss Dweller. Ooh. I don't think I expected that, but this is super interesting going for the Abyss Dweller at that stage. And he's gonna save as well the overlay. Doesn't need to rush things. This turn doesn't attack again. Doesn't attack, okay. Alright, end phase of Snow. Hiro is gonna be finally discarding one of his overlays. And of course, because you send Harpies, you get to draw the Harpy you want. With the Harpies, he's going to be looking for Perfumer to then draw for more cards. And maybe Destruction starts now, so Field Spell coming in. Harpies Hunting Ground is now set. Is it going to start summoning the Perfumer? No reply on the side of Snow. He's not gonna activate the card that was actually used. So like, actually targeted by the field spell. And that is going to be a Phantom Knight Sword destroyed. Hiro ends the turn though. This is a very interesting match going on, because even if you see so many turns passing, you can know that Hiro is trying to find a setup for OTK by destroying the entire back row from his opponent, by sending back to the hand the monster that is on the field as well. Know this is going to be super impactful as well. Summoning a Perfumer again, going to try to draw with Perfumer, forcing the middle back row. And that is going to be Book of Moon. Is this enough though? We could also Swallow's Nest on the side of Hero. No Swallow's Nest. The back row is still going to be destroyed. Alright, Hero ends the turn though. Snow has not set any new back row. Also, one thing that is important is Hero has the advantage when it comes to not decide, all due to rest. Snow is the one that is going to get deck out if he just keeps drawing cards, if he wants to abuse the effects. Also, worst scenario for him is that he has to deal with 3 backers that are as well here on the field. And Abyss Dweller that is going to be annoying in case you have the Phantom Knights that just decides to target itself, let's say destroy a card. Because if so, Abyss Dweller intervenes and negates the effect of Phantom Knights reviving 2 monsters. Alright, so Snow summoning Cloak. Cloak gonna be using its effect. Change yourself into defense. Decides to use the trap as well. Brings back the glove. But it is going to get Book of Moon. Probably an end turn here unless he has a back row that he can set. Sets the back row end turn. So far very few moves here. Hero which is again going to try to make an Xyz unless Snow has some interrupt here. Because at some point we're going to be seeing a very offensive play from Hero. Book Flood. Pretty much is what it is, machine. Yep. No card used on the side of Snow. Nothing. And the TTH though is going to be forced. TTH forced by the Harpy's Hunting Ground, going to be targeting the Abyss Dweller. Targets Cyber Slash as well. And Hero not doing the bounce. But he's gonna get the Harpy's last will because you have 4 Harpies at least in the graveyard. And now he gets a free Harpy's Featheress, sorry. So 5 Harpies are in the graveyard. Now he has the spell. Does he want to use it or not? Is the question I have. Maybe he's gonna try to save it. So again, if you decide to use Harpy's Feather Duster, especially for one back row, this is bad. Alright, going for Featheress is going to be drawing 1 card after sending 3 cards back to the deck, extra deck. Targets 1 Harpist, Perfumer, and Slash. Got to draw a card. Finally, Nova Summons, going to be forcing that last back row, going to be Book of Moon. And he's gonna take it. Hero setting a card, and because Harpist has been sent to the grave, especially the correct one, he's gonna be able to draw for Harpy. So even though there's this much play, Hero is still going to need oracles to retrieve the the rest many times if he doesn't want to deck out. Alright, MST going to be used on the side of Snow. Targets the middle card, which is going to be a Floodgate. Good target here. Book of Moon still going to be forced though. Puts the monster down. And Snow is going to use the effect for Cloak just to get some more stats, but cannot do much. Doesn't have spell trap, so he's going to be ending the turn. The control is absolute here. Harpy does have all the plays. The moment we get to see the deck play, that's going to be over. Now I have one question before we get to see anything. That is going to be the graveyard on the side of Snow. And no. So why I was checking it is because you have Phantom Knight traps which can be used from the graveyard. One of them allows you to just special summon a Phantom Knight if there's one in the graveyard. But he does have nothing. So it is possible to see lethal. It is possible, but we have yet to see if it is the case or not. Agar is gonna come in. Bounce. I was not expecting that. He bounced the level 3. Malevolent Sin, okay. Making it into Corbage. And you do Corbage on what monster is my question? Because the Xyz has 2 materials, so at some point he's going to want to target the face down. So it's not lethal yet, but there's going to be some damage done. And no, sorry but not sorry, there's going to be a Haystrick party though. And that's lethal. Setting History Party up to this exact moment, Hero is going to be able to defeat Snow, get rid of the Phantom Knights, and take a point for the team. That was very, very amazing, taking all the time just to assure himself that the opponent has no spell trap, to then be able to go for that exact lethal. Very, very good patience here. Alright, so now Snow is going to be out though. We'll have to see who's going to be the next player on the side of the LTW. Alright, I'll be back. We're just going to be waiting for the next player to just set up, join the room. Be right back. Alright, so the next player just joined the room. And we'll see who it is going to be. And that is going to be Nash. Nash is going to be the next player on the side of the LTW. Both of the players ready for the duel. We're just going to jump in. So we know Hero is with Harpy. What did they decide to send with Nash though? We could see maybe a Water, which is technically good against Harpy. We'll see. So sending Yamiyugi though. Gold Bigaya maybe. Let's see. So, first turn is going to go for Nash. This duel doesn't count again. Thank you, Konami, for this amazing coding. Now we go back to the real duel. Let's hope it works. Now, again, this is the finicky thing, by the way, which I have to comment. The coin toss, because now you see. This is why it's funny. On the previous one where you had the error, the first turn will have been for Nash, but now it's Hiro getting the first turn. And sometimes it can change a lot. Due to the hand you have, or due to the turn you get, everything can change. Nonetheless, Hiro is going to have the free Feather Duster because he has already 4 Harpy cards in the grave, goes for the Feather Rest, retrieves some cards. And it is time to set cards though. How many are you going to set? He's going to be setting 2 cards. And I do think he's maybe saving the Feather Duster, which will make a lot of sense. Especially if we are talking about, let's say, Abyss Actor, talking about Gaia. Eccentric is going to come in. Eccentric chooses one of the back row, decides to go for the middle one, touching a Book of Moon. And yes, indeed, that is going to be the Dragon Knight's path. Nash has already set a card on the field. Although, Nash is going to have to hope that the last back row on the side of Hiro is not something that can be used, or he's going to get bounced. Going to be adding the Magical Knight. Alright, so far he got the setup done. Ooh. Ah, the floodgate. Oof. Aye, the floodgate. Yep, that's gonna be a fate of floodgate here as well, because you set the monster face down, no fusion done for Nash, plus the Feather Duster which was saved, and that is going to destroy the field spell, which is the main thing here. The fact that the field spell is destroyed is going to give a disadvantage for Nash, because he's gonna want to hope to get the Chaos Gate, ideally to get to draw for the Magical Knight again. And there's another thing as well, which is pretty important. And that will be if he has another, let's say, Galloping Gaia. Which nowadays I think people just play one of each field spell, so the Chaos Gate and the Galloping Gaia. It's not lethal, but Hiro is looking very good. Hiro is looking very, very good here. He has domination. Doesn't want to attack though. He could decide to not attack indeed. Now this is such an interesting battle phase. So if Hiro decides to attack, indeed there's no guarantee that Nash is able to summon anything. The dragon is in his hand, the Magical Knight is going to be in the grave, so you're not really going to see anything from Nash. And Nash just has to hope for like the beta, just has to hope to get a Magical Knight, or has to hope to get a Chaos Gate or any field spell to draw for them. He's gonna have it though. Summons the dragon again. Canaria, eventually gonna intervene. And gonna just put the monster in defense, does not want to bounce the Magical Knight. So trying to put pressure on Hiro to see if Nash wants to attack the Harpies or not, but no attack is going to be done. And that is going to be GG. He had a monster, going to be enough for Hiro to go for a Corbage. And yeah, I mean, all I can say is Nash was pretty much forced through the whole duel. Book of Moon Floodgates were the sets on the side of Hiro. So eventually Hiro is going to be getting a point here. Now let's see if the LTW wants to repeat the Gaia or not. They have already used one. If they use this one, this will be their last. And they have to then believe in their decks. Alright, so I'm going to guess so far the team is talking, thinking what to do, what strat to do. Eventually Gaia versus Harpy is to me controversial because I don't believe that Gaia is fantastic against Harpy. There was still a period of time where Harpy, let's say when it was faster, it was still threatening Gaia. Alright, the decision was done though. And the LTW is going to decide for a repeat here. Last repeat for the LTW, they decide to go again for the Gaia. We'll have to see if this works. They've done a repeat which was the Phantom Knights, which indeed has streaked pretty nicely actually. Oh my god. Oh no, just one set. And I appreciate for the Fall Skyground. Just one set. And that is a finishing, but is there anything though? Even a Book of Moon is going to be pretty nice for Hiro. It doesn't matter. But if he has a Swallow's Nest, it's just got open at that point. I don't see him. Ça marche, scary. Alright, so Hiro is not gonna care for anything. He's gonna save the back road. Man takes the time. He's like, I discarded the Harpies. We're pretty good. I get to draw a Harpy. It's always a plus. So now it is going to be the turn of Nash. We need something though. He only has said one card. Which again, if I see just one card, to me, it's a bad hand. We'll see though if Nash gets an opener or not. This is so far the main phase. Does the man has a good card? Or can he use the skill to maybe draw into something pretty good? This will be something we have to discover. Also chair noises in the background for those who has ears. Oh no! One set again! One set again for the Gaia! This is so bad for the Gaia. You hate to see this. He needs something good right now. Although, that will make Hiro think about what to do in case it is a TGS or something. Alright, so Hiro going for the Cyber Slash. Trying to go for it. Alright, instant Book of Moon gonna happen. And passes the turn though. Alright, Eccentric though is going to start doing some plays. He goes for the gamble. Touches the Floodgate. Now, at that point, Nash still have some monsters. He should be able to play. Although, this makes me think he has the ones that special summon, maybe has the Curse of Dragonfire as well, the Darkflare probably, or even the BLS, so the Blackluster Soldier and Void. Setting a card again! What? You do an Eccentric, destroy the Floodgate, and you set again! Oh my god. This is not good. There's a moment where you're gonna see Hero just pulling out the lethal. Channeler, discarding, Channeler, summon Perfumer. Unless there's a Fiendish, which I'm not gonna understand because he's gonna be able to bounce, it's over. And that's it. Just like that, it's over. Summon Perfumer, Perfumer gets... Actually, no, wait. I'll go fast. He's forced to go for the Feather Rest. Yeah, he's just going to be able to go for that. And maybe he has the Egotist. So what he's going to have to do... Let's just get the Egotist as fast as possible and then that's GG. So he has all the Harpy Lady 1 and Cyber Harpy Lady. So the ones he gets to summon with Egotist, he does have them in the graveyard. I'll just retrieve one, I guess, for the sake of the draws. And GG. Egotist. What can I say? Well, that was a duel. Honestly, F for the Gaia though. I rarely see a Gaia just putting one set, literally do nothing. This is so sad. But on the other side, Hero is going to be taking a point again with an absolute good field here. And that is going to be 3-4 though. So Hero remains on the table. Nash is going to be out though. No more repeats for the LTW, so they'll have to go all in with the next decks they have. I'm just curious, wait to verify. Alright, we're gonna go straight into the next duel. So, next player is going to be Shin. Our PK's meta right now. They are going to be. And if they don't put it in the tier list, to me, they're in the wrong. To me, personally, they are tier 3 for what they do. They're super solid. Definitely tier 3 for me. Okay. This should be maybe a duel that has to be done again. I don't know what happened here. Please tell me it's just a stupid DC. I have no clue. Oh no. Wait, what's going on? Okay, I'm gonna try to explain the situation later on. Something is going to be done for now. We'll see. Let's see. I mean, wait for our rebellion in TCG. PKs are tier 1, even better than Elvish. Yeah, in TCG, but that's because you have like so much more cards. That's because you have so much more cards. Let's say, for Phantom Knights, I'd say they have the last cards for it, as usual, but this is also due to the kind of staples you do have in the TCG. So like Duel Links wise, it's not really the case. Like they're very strong, but it's not on the way where they're impossible to beat. They're actually something you can beat with many decks. So yeah, there's also the token engine that I've heard of as well, Usopp indeed. Oh fuck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the saddest moments. I had this once, by the way. I had this once, back when I was streaming another league, which I would prefer to not mention its name. But there was a match that I streamed that was like in the playoffs. I think that was a top 8, if I remember, top 8 or top 12. I think it's top 8. And no, it's top 12, definitively. So one of the teams just had the duel beginning, and there was a connection loss. So what I'm going to do is just wait until the ref decides for what's going to happen. For now, we have to know if this duel doesn't count or if it is going to count, because there's basically a claim that is going on. Billy Gay. Yeah, man, it has been a while though. Glad you remember that though. So Billy Gang all day. Alright, so what's going to happen? Alright, so refs are so far intervening, we'll see. Alright, so I guess for now it's going to be a break. So I'm going to be pinning the other screen for now. Let's just put that for the time being. And if you guys want to talk while we're just waiting for the duel confirmation, let me know. But yeah, like what I can say for Phantom Knights, it's one deck you do want to check out for sure. Like, not because, okay, it's strong in TCD, but it's just, to me, what matters so much with people, which people miss on. Check the archetype and see the kind of mechanism it has. So like, what does the deck do? And when you know what it does, you will have an idea if this mechanic is going to be eventually be good or not. So for example, Phantom Knights, when I saw the deck, and even a stupid example, just take the event. Just take the event within Duel Links. There's, how should I say, there was one deck they sent, which, let's be honest, isn't fully staple and all. It's just one deck like that for Phantom Knights. It was still strong for what it does. In Master Duel, you just summon Rongo and win. Alright, so important notice for everyone, the duel is going to remain as a normal disconnection, so it's going to be 3 for the LTW, 4 for Infinity, score will not change. So we should be able to proceed on to the next duel. So for the moment I'm gonna again switch onto the next screen, we'll see when the two players are going to be playing or not. Yeah, this is exactly going to be a rematch. The duel basically didn't count. Nowadays I play Code Talkers. I don't know as an archetype for code talkers. Like, all I know is it's Links being globally good. That's all I know about the Link cards. Oh, actually. Oh man, I just remember the story exactly. Oh, because I was talking earlier about this similar case that I once saw. The thing is, the situation I've seen, it wasn't something similar where, let's say, one of them has DC'd already before playing any card. I've seen way worse, and I'll tell you guys. One team played one card, and then disconnection. Just one card. That's all that happened. And I was like, well, that's dead for them. By default, they had to lose the point because if you do just one play, whoever disconnects loses the point. It's a very dumb rule and an unfortunate one, as you can see, especially in a game like Duel Links, but had to be applied. Alright, so we're still in a bit of discussion, which is normal, by the way. Just waiting until the next duel goes on. Synchron vs Deku Megalol. Must the duel have the same problem with the DCs? I mean, you know, one thing people don't realize, servers just fucking suck. Because we're too many. We're too many using internet. We're too many people using these servers. So they become worse. And if people don't renew all these servers or just decide to create more space, you know what's happening. You know what happens, it's just, it will suck. And I think the servers in Japan aren't like that solid nowadays. Like, just take Nintendo. So many people are playing in Nintendo, so many people are using the Wi-Fi and shit like that. And servers are just not unstable. Well, they're unstable in like many games. Even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, from what I remember. So, enough talk. We're gonna go into the next duel, guys. This is 3-4. Let's hope this duel works without problem. Good luck again to both teams. We continue finally the war. No more break. So I am seeing a My Valentine on the side of Shin. Hiro keeps with the same harpy, and Hiro is going to be first turn. 4 sets again on the side of Hiro. Shin going to be using instantly the Harpy's Hunting Ground to just at least destroy one back row, or maybe more if Shin doesn't have to reply for it. Alright, he's going to be summoning Oracle for the moment. Forcing the floodgate. Thus Shin has the reply. And one thing I forgot to say, it also depends a bit on like the way you want to build harpies, like the cards you want to play. If you go for 20 cards, it's a very violent harpy, so you just have spells, but if it's a bit more than 20, you do have traps. So you do have discards, such as Karma Cut, for example, Historic Party. He will take the floodgate in his face though. Alright, so that's a card. I'm going to be flipping these harpies as well. Hero full of backer though. Instant floodgate though. Interesting floodgate done by Shane. He's gonna go immediately for it, just set down that monster. We'll see though, Skyrim, because we're talking about a harpies that has been floodgated, so maybe yes, maybe no. So far, Hito is still in a good spot. Book of Moon gonna be used because it is forced. No reply on the side of Shin. Shin is going to take again the face down. His Oracle has been floodgated, so he cannot really flip it. And Shin sets one card. Hiro is going to try to take advantage, forcing the destruction of the Harpy's Hunting Ground. Not even going for the backdraw from his opponent. This is a decision I do like, actually. Could be dangerous if you want, in my opinion, but I mean, the set card could still be a Book of Moon, or even a Floodgate. If that's the case, then it will have been activated, and eventually the field spell remains. Shin will be able to abuse of the field spell again to destroy more bunkers on the side of Hiro. So Hiro is like, I'm just gonna get rid of this immediately, which will be fine. Also remember that Hiro is playing Harpy's Last Will as a skill. And Shin is playing Harpy's Hunting Ground, so two different skills. Alright, does Hiro want to do something such as the destruction of Perfumer? Or does he want to take his time? No, that was actually Shin thinking. He's gonna go instantly for the Book of Moon. He wants to slow down as much as possible Hiro. And now that is going to be the turn of Shin. Instant Floodgate. On the Perfumer that was just flipped, two floodgated monsters on the side of Shin. And this is where you're like, I'm gonna want a Trishula one day. Because literally, flipping up your monsters, there are few cards that can actually do this effect. And in Harpy you don't really play, let's say, Book of Tayo. No one plays that. No one plays it. Basically, Book of Tayo is a normal spell where you can actually target a face down monster and put it face up. I believe in attack position as well. Summoning Channeler. Channeler going to attack the Perfumer that was Book of Moon. And that's going to be the turn of Hiro again. Sets one card, passes the turn, and Shin is going to want to get rid of his field, and that's the problem for him. A big problem. Agate is going to be used. And there's also going to be Floodgate. Oh my god. Oh my god. Both with a similar field. Both of them with two monsters floodgated. Man. I don't think they have TTH. I don't think they're going to have TTH. This should be a win by Hiro if we're talking about this, because this is going to be a win by takeout. What is this? Oh no. Because they don't have a way to get rid of these face down monsters with Floodgate. They cannot flip out, they cannot do it. Oh my god, Jelly Cannon! Jelly Cannon targeting his own face down card, puts back in the deck and gets himself a free space for next turn. Even if he has two monsters. Okay, more plays. The hero though has saved the historic party. He's gonna come with the 2 monsters on the field. Oh my god. That jelly cannon for the surprise. Jesus. Featheress is also gonna come on the side of hero. Oh my god, a lot of stuff are gonna happen eventually. Because no... Both of them have at least a free field, but Shin does not have the back row compared to Hiro, who has pretty much the side field. That historic party is going to end up being very, very good for him though. Decides to not even bounce as well. Which I can't understand, because I don't really have lethal yet. You have to find yourself a way to send your own face down monster to your hand or your deck or whatever. Shin is the one who had that exact advantage, because you could see he got to do Jelly Cannon targets his own monster. And Hiro has still one useless spot, but Hiro does have the Synchro, which is still gonna be tedious for Shin. And this duel just became way more interesting in just an instant. Book of Moon gonna be done, bounces back maybe the channel or does nothing. He is not even gonna try to bounce. Fair enough. Agadis though is going to happen. Do you want to bounce? Does the man want to bounce? That's the question. Because technically you will reduce the amount of monsters on the field of Shin. You choose, Hiro. You let it, or you bounce. He lets it. He's not gonna bounce, he's gonna let the face on monster. Alright, 3 cards in the hand of Hiro, only 1 on the side of Shin. Field advantage on the side of Hiro. He's gonna go summon the Perfumer. Just for the sake of it, he's also gonna try to target breeds of the 2 monsters. That's gonna be it for this turn. But Shin does not have enough cards. He is not in a good spot. Resource-wise, Hiro has such an advantage. Shin sending a card as well. No reply on the side of Hiro. Nothing has been used yet. And Haunting Ground is gonna come. And that is GG. Because if Hiro remembers exactly the stats of his opponent's monster, then that's gonna be enough for lethal. Attacks with the Perfumer, attacks with the Synchro, and that will be done. Oh my god, what a duel happened here. Oh wait, oh my god, you posted leak. Oh shit. Yeah, it's normal though. I'm gonna help you out after, so 3-5 for now. Alright, so Shin has to go with the second deck though. Hero so far currently streaking with Hoppy. Alright, both of them Hoppy going into the next duel. Alright, so Shin's second deck is going to be Melodious, which here is going to be pretty interesting because they do have replies against Hoppy. Normal summons the Score. Score is going to summon Chopina. Chopina gets the Score in hand. So far looking good for the man. How many sets? 2 sets. Can be good or bad, but it's not over. Is there going to be a reply on the channel? No reply on the channel. He's going to let things through. Perfumer going to be summoned. Oh, the TTH coming in though. Okay, 1, 2, 3 sets though on the side of Hero. Despite the TTH, he does have the back row. Maybe one of them is bait, maybe the 3 of them are real. We will see though what's gonna happen. Shin doesn't really have ways to make fusion or a lot of big monsters. And no set. Just attacking with a Shopina doing the damage. Alright. Shin going to take the time then. It's gonna be the turn of Hero this time. So Hero cannot receive another attack from Shopina, so eventually he's gonna be starting to play. But it does depend as well on the back row on the side of Shin. Historic Party is going to be used, gonna discard the Perfumer. A Mestizo coming in clutch, touching the Historic Party, gets rid of it. No monster for you. Hero has no monster, but he's gonna get the Harpy's Last Will, gets the Featheress as well, so at least he gets to draw the cards, but he's gonna want to get a monster. And he needs a good one. So we'll see. He still has one back row he hasn't used as well, and doesn't seem the case, so setting all the cards. Now we know one of them is bait 100%, thank you very much Hiro, because we have seen him using Harpy's Last Will, so he does have the Feather Duster somewhere. So she has that knowledge, and ideally he's going to want to summon a monster, and even more ideal is going to be maybe getting more back row. Summons the score. Summoning the score. Is he wanting to bait the TTH? Okay. I'm actually amazed so far. He really summoned the score just like that. Just like that, summoning the score. I mean, you go offset the monster in defense, but he puts it in attack. This is literally provocation at that point. I mean, I do believe he's going to attack with the big one. No way. He's really going for it. Shin is trying to go for lethal right now. Using score onto the Harpies. And the Book of Moon comes. He tried. He tried the greed. This was a dangerous play, because Harpies is still going to be drawn. Hero is going to be able to look for whatever he wants. Oh my Jesus. Shane with these crazy dangerous plays, I swear to God. This man is a scary foe. Gets the channel, discards the Harpies as well. What a great draw for him. And with the Perfumer, he's going to be able to get the Aegis. Oh no. There's only one way. There's only one way for Shin to survive. This actually is going to end up bad, depending on what I'm seeing. Anyways, Cyber Slash coming in. Eggert is going to be bouncing the Shopina. You don't want to have a Shopina on the field. So sending it back to the hand. Level 7 for you. Now we'll have to see if this is not though. And it is going to be enough. No score on the side of Shin. And that is going to be a point for Hiro. That was a seriously risky play. He went for it. He went for the lethal. Maybe he had like the delays read where it was actually no timing, or maybe there was like a toggle off or something, but I don't know. I don't think you really want to go for the kind of play most of the time, because with 3 back row, one of them is eventually going to be a Book of Moon, as dumb as the game is. So, will there be a way for him to survive? Yes, there was one. He tries to tank with the Shobina. Let's say, for example, he gets stopped by the Book of Moon. You know, Book of Moon stops the Harpies. You're like, well, fair enough. It doesn't really matter. The main point is maybe the field will have been similar, with just maybe the Book of Moon remaining and score just coming in. Which will have been very strong as well, so. We're gonna have to wait for the next player on the side of DLTW, but they already begun. Let me just switch back again. We're gonna go immediately on to the next duel. It is going to be Flishran as the next player on the side of DLTW. So we're gonna be seeing Water on the side of Flishran. Flishran does get the first turn as well. So for 2 back rows has been set. Does the man has the Deva? Is the question. Just a quick change as well from the roster on the side of Infinity, because I like to respect the nicknames all day. Samarika, no, Sarimaka. He told me Sarimaka. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put the blame on you, Shadow. I'm gonna put the blame on you, Shadow. Get the nicknames right, man. So, Book of Moon has been done instantly on the monster. Flishran flipping on the monster. That is going to be an Atlantean attack squad though. Trying to attack with the monster, no other back row gets the Book of Moon. So for classic plays. Alright, going to be the turn though. On the side of Hero. Flips up his monster again, no timing, so he gets to be able to use the effective channeler. Now, Shadow. Well, true. Wait, don't tell me I word Samarika all the time. Okay, yeah, you just missed the C, I did worse. You win this match, by the way, Shadow. But anywho, you see Perfumer, classic stuff when it comes to channeler, so he gets to draw. And he got to draw the Aegis. So now making into the Synchro. And is there going to be time going? Now we'll see. The Feather S is going on. The Feather S is done. Does he want to bounce? Or does he think it is a Fiendish? Maybe he doesn't care. He's like, let's just see whatever it is. No timing so far. He's going to be able to bounce the monster. He does have the Aegis as well. More special summon goes for Hiro if he wants to go for that. But no, he's not going to do so. He's going to bet that it is a TTH on the side of Flishran. Just goes for the attack. No lethal, but it doesn't matter for him. He does have quite the control still. Necro Valley is going to come in on the field of Flishran, but is this going to be enough or not? Deva. Forbidden Chalice, which is going to negate the monster, but it doesn't matter. The TTH is going to come in, targeting the 2 monsters. Good read of the TTH on the side of Hiro. So, we're gonna still see an infantry that is going to be summoned. Flesh are gonna try to summon, go for the Abyss Dweller ideally. It doesn't really have a better choice, right? Oh my god, is this going to be lethal? This is close to be lethal, no joke. Goes for the Abyss Dweller? And is this going to be enough? One attack is done, the other one also done. Nothing. No cards used on the side of Hero. And Fleishran is going to be taking the point. Hero is going to be eliminated at last. And Fleishran is going to be the one remaining on the table with water. 4 to 6 so far. And raid from team was... Hey, appreciate it everyone. I believe it is you, Night Fox, who was streaming a Raw as well, if I recall correctly. I appreciate it for the raid. Hope you guys are doing good, and yes, this is a war going on so far. Quite a war, I want to say. DLTW versus Infinity. So far we're 4 to 6, and we're just here waiting for the next player on the side of Infinity. Actually, maybe there was no raid. I don't know why I mean, I got the notification. Well, doesn't matter anyways. You know, obvious stuff being broken as usual. What can I say? He did a host, I think. Yeah. Maybe, or... You know, there's a possibility that the hosts are raids. You know, they can sometimes get card nights. It's been a long time, the Night Fox. I hope you're doing good, fam. How was the stream, man? Also, let me do a shout out to you. Come on. It's a ritual, but we gotta do it to all the streamers of Duel Links. I appreciate Duel Links streamers all day. War was solid. Glad to hear that. This one is also very solid. I gotta tell you that. I've been just seeing some very fun stuff in this war, though. Shane with the deliverers, though. That was crazy what Shane did. Back and forth the whole time. Beside the last 4 games, finally had a 2-1 lead for a team, and DF closing it out. Crazy. Crazy. I see you, man. Crazy. On my side, I don't think it is this neck on neck. Like, Infinity had an advantage right now. They had their Harpy streaking so far. Harpy streaking 5-2. So basically, Hero like played the first duel. They say they repeat. Harpy goes 5-0. And then finally loses. And now we're gonna have another player from Infinity. Another through house stream for me. Damn. So you're gonna try to stream another war on Night Fox. Then. That's very good though. On my side, I'm maybe not. Wi-Fi issue. I'm just gonna let you know that because that was maybe the stupidest disconnection I got. Like literally, you know, I launched the stream. I'm like, should be good to go, right? 5 minutes in, Wi-Fi just decides to start on, and I'm like, well, time to stream with 4G, and I'm using 4G since like an hour and a half right now. I don't know if I can do another one. Up to you though. I mean, not everyone has the, I guess, will or energy to do like so many wars. To me, it really depends on how you feel about the wars. Do you truly enjoy them to the point where everything is exciting or at least interesting, or you just like to do other stuff? I think it always depends on yourself, your perspective of the wars. Because personally, back then I took like so many wars, like from many leagues. I was like, I'm just gonna pick it because why not? And I like wars. So feel free to do whatever you want, broski. Alright, so far I don't see the player from Inf, so I'm still gonna be in the screen until we get something done. So I hope you guys can be patient enough. And I will let you know until we get the next war. Okay, the players finally in the room. We'll see who it is going to be. I'm just waiting for the man in the table. Alright, so they did tell the player in the chat. So the next one on the side of Infinity is going to be Cappy. Both of the players ready. We're gonna go straight in. Next duel, finally in the beginning. And Ish's or Ishtar, this smells Abyss Actor. I cannot be fooled. Unless you do me a Dark Magician like the good old days. Sealed Tomes as well. Gonna be the skill for sure used. Alright, so first turn going to be for Water Gets. Okay, I guess our first setup gonna be infantry onto Silent Angler. Welcome, by the way, Lofi. Alright, so Abyss Dweller 2 set cast. So far the Field of Affliction is looking pretty nice. But we'll have to still see what Cappy is going to do. And thank you very much for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the war going on so far, Lofi. So, Madonna gonna be summoned, gonna try to use its effect, paying for 1000, but gets negated by the MST pretty fast. So Cappy is not gonna be able to draw for a card. We'll have to see if he has something else. He's gonna have a Wild Hope summoned. Oh, okay, going for it, fair enough. Instant script just to destroy the Abyss Dweller, which is gonna be forced to use the effect. Well, he can go for the effect if he wants, but I normally believe he doesn't really need to, because if the infantry is sent to the grave, the effect just happens eventually. But I do believe he has to use it anyway. Also for good measure. So Abyss Dweller discards the infantry. Infantry destroys the Wild Hope, but because he destroyed, that also means he gets to search. And that is because the card has not been sent to the graveyard, because it goes to the extra deck. Or talking about pendulums. So there could have been another perspective where he could have done, let's say, no destruction, lets the Wild Hope on the field, and is like, I'm gonna try to play it around them later on, right? We could still see Cappy going for some pendulum summons, you never know. Alright, Funny Comedian and Sasuruki gonna be the two scales, and is able to summon two monsters. Is gonna be able to only summon one. Summons the Madonna though. Alright, so it's still going to be a free attack for him, but it only goes for that, so now we'll have to see. Because Flacion is still gonna want to get a good top deck at that point. Smells like a monster he didn't want. He's gonna be sending the monster, and takes the time. So if Cappy has another monster in hand, he's going to be able to go for more summons. Because he has the Wild Hope, which is in the extra deck. He also has two cards in hand, which one of them could be an Abyss Actor. Alright, so what is Cappy going to go for? Because all I know, he has actually the setup to make a Pendulum summon, but it all depends on the cards in his hand, which we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, definitely. AA is in a clearly good spot. The matchup between these two decks, between Water and Abyss Actor, is like tight, because Water could maybe have the control, but you also have like a very, very offensive deck as AA, which also can get hand traps. You could have a Madonna, which if one of your monsters, let's say, has been destroyed by battle, you can special summon Madonna from the hand. You maybe plus Fury Kuribo as well to defend from any attacks, etc. One attack done, Fleishman gets another back row, gonna be sending the back row. Gonna be the turn for Cappy this time. Possibly playing around TTH indeed. Yes, indeed. Guess the Storm, gonna be destroying the two cards and the two sets where TTH and the Forbidden Chalice, and also gets the Madonna, and I think that is GG. That's over. You guys to do any Pendulum summon from the extra deck, And that is going to be enough for Cappy to get the point here. So, Cappy taking the point here. And we're going to be into a 4-7. So Fleischmann has to go for his next deck. Alright, whenever the two players are ready. One thing that is good, we don't have these shadow duels anymore. It rarely happens though, like I think maybe some still do the mistake of the shadow duels, but it becomes so rare actually. I don't even notice anymore in Duel Links. Anyways, we're going into the next duel between Cappy on the bottom and Fleischmann on top, and Yugi Muto. We could still maybe see a Harpy for some reason, but we could maybe see a Gaia instead. What's going to be the deck on Fleischmann's side? I will say Gaia, to be honest. No, it's going to be Buster Bladder. Alright, so Buster Bladder gets to be on the field, so summons the Destruction. Sorry, summons Buster Well of the Destruction's Wolfman, so he gets to search for a spell or trap that lists the Buster Blader. That's gonna be a funny matchup though. I don't think I've seen often Buster Blader against Abyss Actor. So I think this is going to be my first, but this is going to be very funny. Because if Buster Blader has their setup, that's gonna be, I think, dead for Abyss Actor eventually. Gets to draw the trap on the side of Fleischmann. Alright, Madonna is going to be done. Madonna drawing for the White Hope. Generally search, as you can see, to be able to make the scale here. He does want to have the White Hope to then be able to have an easy EXC summoned on. Also, in case the White Hope is destroyed, he can still search for a card, so that's why you search for it. Now, again, because we're talking about this card, Wild Hope, there's a restriction. You can only summon Abyss Actors if you do use his effect of changing the scale, basically. And he is going to go for Funky Comedian, which is going to avoid the issue of... Let me see, the question is when to use skill here. Not a bad question though. For Cappy, because Cappy is playing definitively Sealed Tomes, is going to be using it on the next turn if the trap is there. Although I do believe if, let's say, Fleischmann had the setup on the graveyard with, for example, a dragon, also has the Buster Blader, what will happen is he's gonna use immediately the trap to avoid Sealed Tomes to be used, which then will negate the effects in the graveyard, such as the trap. Also, I mean, I don't think Camp is looking good because it also depends on the backers on the side of Fleischmann. Fleischmann is not going to care for the Buster Dragon to be destroyed as well. Oh, okay. Destroying his own White Hope. This man destroys his own White Hope to then search, I guess, for Madonna? Maybe? No, the man goes for the Sassy Rookie. Understandable though. The man has no normal summon, he's gonna summon the Sassy Rookie. And also says a card. But is this going to be enough? Is my question. Also Flittren, because he's playing Master Blader, you will eventually be seeing Drossens low. Alright, going for the Seal Tomes right now, which I think I forgot. Yes, exactly. So until the end phase of his opponent's next turn. Alright, so Flittren is still gonna take the damage, discards the Buster Blader, summons the Buster Blader. You're still gonna have a monster on the field, so sort of fine, I guess. Problem is, that Seal Tomes is going to be a pain in the ass for Flittren. Unless the man does have a way to make the fusion, which we'll see. Another issue is going to be the set card on the side of Cappy, which will eventually be, let's say, a TTH MST. Alright, so now Flittren going to be summoning the Buster. Gonna be drawing for the fusion spell. Flittren trying to go for the Synchro right now. I'm gonna go for the Buster Dragon. Pyridine defense is gonna try to also retrieve the Buster from the graveyard, because that's an effect you can use from the Synchro. So at that point, it really depends on the background side of Flittren. Also makes an end turn, probably reading around the TTH on his side. This is not an easy field. Also, MST is going to be the card that was on the side of Cappy. So MST going to target one of the cards, going to force a Canadian. And I guess it's going to do it on the Superstar, just why not. The best for him will be to have another back row where he can flip it down, but there's also a problem, which is the card that Cappy drew. We'll have to see though. Right, Flittren going instantly for the fusion, which he now can use. And that is going to be the Dragon Slayer. Put everyone into defense. Effects are negated as long as they remain as dragon monsters. And this is all due to the Synchro. So even if you see Cappy doing Xyz, that will be over. He's going to want to get TTH. No TTH, then it's over. Making Dracossack to make some space. Fair enough. But it's not going to change a lot because he still has this level 4, which is not going to be helpful. But if he doesn't have another level 4, he can still try to make an Xyz, but I think that will still end up being 2 monsters on the field, so it doesn't really change much. He's going to be forced to stay like that, and that would be 3,800 damage, which will be enough for lethal on the side of Flittren next turn. So either you do have something against this Buster, or you don't. And no, I think that's going to be it. Unless Cappy has a Sphere Kuribo maybe for one last tempo. I don't really see him winning. And now the Destruction Sword is going to be done. Discards the trap, summon the Buster from the deck. And that shall be it. Yes, indeed. Buster Blader, the fusion one, which does piercing damage. And that is going to be a point for Flittren. 5-7. So now Cappy has to go for his next deck. Also, the question is the second deck from Cappy good enough against that Buster Blader? If there's one thing we still can see is Buster Blader combined, well, not that, but Heavy Sector combined with Gaia. This is one pair that I sometimes see as well. Alright, so Cappy is back in the table. We're gonna go on to the next duel. Let's just hop in. Also, I need to change one last thing, which is going to be that Cappy has one deck remaining. First turn, going on the side of Cappy. And that is indeed going to be a Gaia as second deck on the side of Cappy. So far so good, the man gets the Gallop with the effect of the skill. He's going to be getting a free draw. Reveals the Magical Knight, then draw 4 the Curse of Dragonfire. Magical Knight going to be summoning itself, brings the Curse of Dragonfire, make the fusion. And now he gets the Gaia. Only that, which should be still fine. Saving the spell's traps maybe in case he has something to destroy next turn. Alright, so the boss of world being summoned again, gonna be searching for the trap, I wanna say. I also realized there's the Dark Hero mat on top on the side of Fleishran. Alright, what is Fleishran going to search? Because again, depends on the hand he has. No, I will still say you go and search for the traps most of the time, just for the question that it allows you to... Actually, wait. Maybe he's thinking to go for the spell. Could be that. Okay, so my idea was if you have a trap already in your hand, you can go for the second trap. And otherwise you can get the quick spell to make fusion, which will control over the Gaia Magical Knight, and you get to freely control the ball because his effect will be negated as it's a dragon. And he decides to search for the Karma. Okay, going for the Karma here. It's not often that I see the Karma at this exact instance, so that gets to be interesting here. So at that point, Fleishran is going to have to think what set of cards to do. So he's going to go instantly for the Karma. Karma, which allows you to banish monsters from your opponent's graveyard. I decided to banish only the Magical Knight. Sending one card, maybe ending the turn. No, he's going to be sending 2 more cards. So the question is if Cappy wants to destroy a face zone card or not. Which he could. Cappy's gonna try, touches the left is going to be a Canadian, which looks like a pretty good hit here. Alright, that was the end phase so far. And because we know the timing is, there could be something on the hand of Cappy, which makes me think he has the Fierce Knight, which can be used if you control a Fusion Gaia. Alright, so far going to be using Galloping Gaia here. He's going to reveal the Dragon... sorry, the Dark Flare Dragon. Searches for the Magical Knight. Again. Going for the Fierce Knight here, gonna tribute his own Fusion Monster, which is going to get Book of Moons. And you cannot summon anymore. Which is funny because he could have done it previously. Most of the time, this is one thing you want to do, is ideally summon the Fierce Knight and use the effect while it's on your main phase, in case you know you have some Book of Moon. So that Book of Moon is gonna hurt Cap because he cannot summon unless he does that. So no, he's gonna be doing the Dark Flare normal summon. Actually, this is gonna be good. So Monster Reborn gets back the Magical Knight. Alright, going for the Magical Knight. I don't think he's gonna use the effect. He could. Technically, he could if he wants to force the back row, although it will be known that he's going to be the trap, indeed. Felician isn't in a good spot at all. Depending on the cards that Cappy has, this could determine the game. So does Cappy want to destroy a monster on the field, or does he want to be patient and destroy later on? Which also means he would be forcing a draw since low level. Although he does have the timing with his Gaia, so should be fine for him. Battle phase is going to be declared. He goes for the suicide. Doesn't even try. Just wants to destroy the Buster Blader. Doesn't trigger the skill. Oof. That... yeah. Feature play from Flishrin. Now, if I remember correctly concerning the Buster Blader, let me watch this very quickly. So yeah. With the Buster Whelp, you can actually attribute it to either get the Buster Blader summoned from the hand or summoned from the graveyard. So I think nothing much will have been changed, and because Dark Flare is a dragon, you know, it gets controlled by the Buster Blader. So Flishrin is going to be taking a point, and that is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, 6-7. So far, the LTW is sort of coming back though. Flishrin is going to remain in the table. Cappy is going to be out. Now we're going to be waiting for the next player on the side of Infinity. Infinity, who still has that lead point compared to the LTW, with an important streak done by Hiro as well. That war is so neck on neck. So now they have to think of a way to counter the Buster Blader. There's two decks that are known to be bad against the Buster Blader, so you do have two dodges. You just don't send a Magnet, you don't send Gaia, and you're going to be fine against Bossa Blade most of the time. It still depends on the deck list you play, maybe the deck you play. I don't know if they do have a third Harpy, but if they do, maybe they're going to want to send the Harpy to be able to push that much against the Bossa Blade. With the bounces, destruction done by Harpy, it still gets very tedious for Bossa Blade, so we could be seeing that. Alright everyone, I'm going to be back. We're just going to be waiting for the players to be in the table. We'll be back, guys. Alright everyone, I am back. I'm going to be launching the next duel, and the next player on the side of Infinity is going to be Sarimaka C. So they decided to send, from what it seems, Destiny Hero, which eventually pushes a lot against the Bossa Blade. This is going to be looking very interesting. Alright, we just caught up. Very good field. Very good field for Sarimaka C, by the way. No monster summoned on the side of Flishron, and because Sarimaka C is playing a lot of MST, most of them eventually, I think, are going to be touching the back row. So let's wait and see. So now it's going to be the turn of Sarimaka C. Alright, he's going on to the battlefield. He's going to try to attack with the drill. Drill Dog doing some damage. Goes for the mass change. Put the Yankee on the table. Direct attack. Eventually this one will be stopped. Canadia intervening. Takes the Canadia. MST. MST on your own. Clock of Destiny. Going to be summoning all the monsters from the graveyard. So that means we're going to see again the Drill Dog. We're going to see again Celeste. That also means because Red Master is summoned, you destroy your phase zone monster, so quite the boost going on here. As you can see, attack is going to be done with the Dread Master as well. Destruction Sword going to be used. He's forced to go for it because otherwise this is lethal. Is the attack going to pass? The attack passes. Another one. Another trap. Trying to summon another poster. Now, does he have something against that Bossa Blade is the question. No! It's going to be an end turn as well. That's gonna end up bad because this is a free draw, gets the Buster Whelp, gets to do the Synchro, and he has the trap from the grave. He's gonna be able to go for the fusion. But it also depends on what's the set inside of Sarimagasi. Flishrin cannot really get rid of the face down, he doesn't really have something against it. Alright, I think he drew the spell just in case, I guess. Goes for the Buster Dragon, especially if there's like a TTH that's gonna want to dodge it, I think. Maybe. And let's say you use like one of the materials from the opponent's field to then make the fusion. Maybe. Buster Dragon gonna be summoning it. And I think he's going to try to go for the battle phase, which will force so many cards to be used on the side of Sarimagasi. But the thing is, Sarimagasi only has one card. Which, if it is a TTH, he will need to find its best timing possible. Attacks the Celeste. Celeste going to be taken by the effect of that Boss of Blader. I don't know if he wants to try to do the fusion right now. He could. He could unless he's reading a certain card. So he's going to go for the fusion from the graveyard because he has another Buster. Goes for it. Make the big monster. Puts everyone into defense. And we'll see if the attack is passing or not. Book of Moon gonna be used, but it's gonna be useless. He has a quick spell in hand, that's gonna be the fusion one, gonna be using it to then make the other fusion. So he really isn't really going to get much, but doesn't seem he wants to use it, okay. Very patient if he's doing so. And yeah. Doesn't change much, you can still use your own materials. You have a Dragon Synchro being used. Lethal! And so Flishrin is going to be taking a point here. That's going to be 4 for him, so 7-7. So we are finally tied again between these two teams. Now we'll see if they are going to want to repeat. They do have one more. From the looks of it, I think they're going to want to try it. And yes, indeed, last repeat also used on the side of Infinity. We're going to be seeing again Destiny Hero. And both of the players already going to the next duel. We'll see who's going to be the winner of this one. Alright, going to be the turn 1 for Sarimagasi. Gets the Stratos. Stratos allows him to get and search at any hero actually. Could be Destiny Hero, could be Elemental Hero. That's why people play this card. He's going to be looking for Celestial, discards it with the effect of the skill. Clock Tower Prison, very free. Gets an MST again. So far Sarimagasi looking pretty good. Setting 3 cards again. Similar field to before, but even better because you accelerated, I think you accelerated the deck for 1 card, if I'm right. So Flishrin gets again second, by the way. He gets again second, he has to see what to do against his opponent. Forbidden Child is going to be used very fast. I got a question. Is this Forbidden Child is going to be good or not? What he does is good because he doesn't want his opponent ideally to search for a spell trap. But if you have the Book of Moon, you put it face down, you don't receive damage, But the main point is you get to search the spell trap again, because the effect of your own Buster Blighter wouldn't be negated, so you get to search for the card you want. Felicia decides to let his own effect negate it, he doesn't really care for that. Oh my god, another raid. I appreciate it, homie. Salve galera. Hope everyone is doing good from Gavas' stream. Hope you had a good time as well. And 3 sets were done on this side of Flishin. MST on the middle, touching the Book of Moon as well. And what is Flishin going to do? He could go for the second effect, but maybe he's going to go for the first one as well if he wants to draw. LC is going to go for the back row to be able to destroy some stuff there. And he will go for the second effect. He will go for the second effect. Sounds good to me. So does Flishin want to use a card or not? That depends on him though. If he uses a card, the other one is destroyed, and that is lethal. So I would personally think that Flishin does not want to use back row, even if it means risking one of his cards, because there's also the risk for lethal. Okay, Kizukiri Reborn winning against CC 10-5. Now that's actually a very solid win because... No. Oh my god. From 9-2 to 10-5 though. So CC was about to come back as well. Jesus. Interesting. If there's one thing I can say about Clo Clan, they're a clan that is super strong. Like, they've been proving themselves in another league. Going for the Excalibur here. I think there's an MST set on the side of Sarimakasi, 100%. I don't know if this is going to be... yes, it's going to be enough. It is going to be enough. Get to destroy his monsters. Gets the Celeste, and it also depends on the graveyard. I don't think there was timing. If we check... Yes. Nothing will be activated because you have no Buster Blader. And Celestial doing its attack lethal against the Buster Blader, and Sarimakasi is going to be taking the point. That means it's going to be 7-8. Flishin going to be out, but has done a great job with the Buster Blader and the water as well. Man, this war is something underrated. I'm just gonna say that much. Jesus. Lots of good stuff going on between the two teams. And a lot of interesting plays here as well. Appreciate for the follow, by the way, Rafael Dozap. Welcome. Salve. Hope you enjoy the war. So for now, I'm just going to be waiting for the last player that has to come on the side of the LTW. So, we know that there's a Destiny hero on the side of Infinity, which they're going to want to counter it. But do they have a deck that is good enough against it? We'll have to see. Both players being in the table. Angel is going to be the last player here. Let me just put his name and we're good to go. Alright, so Melodious. Also, I need just to swap the position of the two players. Let me do that very quickly. All good. Now this is going to get pretty interesting. So, who gets first is going to be Destiny Hero. Again, Destiny Hero likes to be first just to get that nice setup done. Also get the field spell pretty quickly. But this is if they do have it. So how are you going to open Sarimakasi? We'll have to see. Alright, goes instantly for the Clock of Destiny. Okay, that's a good discard. I was like, you may have some moments where you think a lot because maybe you don't have the Celestial, but no, he does have Celestial, discards it. Clock of Destiny, using twice the skill, gets the free MST. Okay. Ooh. That would have been so dirty if we got to see an MST from Angel. If there was an MST to destroy the clock and then lethal, that would have been the most dangerous thing I will have seen from any Destiny hero. So Sarimakasi is very fortunate that there was no MST. This is a play you want to usually avoid because let's say you have your clock tower, right? You have the clock tower with 3 counters on your turn, then second turn on standby phase you're going to gain 1 counter. Then it will have 4. But because we're talking about quick play cards, which is what MST is, before it goes to 4, and if the card is destroyed, your field is nothing. So Sarimakasi will have lost. But the man is surviving. Also has saved the MST. And didn't summon any monster as well, which now he's gonna have to find a way to deal with the Blom Diva, which he does have a way against it. He also has to deal with the back rows. So what is he going to pull is the question I have. The main thing is that Anki is one of the best cards you want to play against Melodius to dodge the monsters, attack directly, and maybe go for the Forbidden Chalice. So Anki is one of the plays you want to do, and then you also have the Forbidden Chalice as I mentioned earlier, which you know you can combine both of these cards. But another thing you can go for is the Forbidden Chalice on the Blom Diva. Necrofusion. Oh my god. Necrofusion going to be making Schuberta. I like this. I like this a lot. Even if it means you get to get rid of the Bazarta to make a Schuberta, it's like, oh my. Yeah. Understandable. That Schuberta is gonna end up good. And Sarimakasi maybe goes for the Forbidden Chalice, right? No. So the Blom Diva is going to remain on the field. If he has nothing, the field spell is going to go back to the deck of Sarimakasi. No, he does have a Drill Dog though. But I mean, there's nothing much he can do, right? The best 6Cs you can go, unfortunately, is going to be a Malevolent Sin, which is just to do 1 attack. So now the Blom Diva is back, as you can see. But there's going to be a free attack for Angel. Plus, if he has the score, he is looking very, very good. And I appreciate for the follow. Welcome, welcome. So no, he's taking the time. Angel taking the time, just going to attack with the Blom Diva Destroy. Although he doesn't really have anything to deal with the graveyard, so at some point Sarimakasi is going to be able to draw for 2 cards. And hello, Grace Tika. Hello, hello, welcome. Alright, so Stratos is going to be summoned as the Stratos, and that's the only effect he can go for. Cannot really go for anything else. If Angel gets to make any Schuberta, nobodies is going to win this. So what is Angel going to do? He has 3 cards in hand. Hasn't summoned on the previous turn, he has just set a card. Do you have something, Angel? He does. He's going to be summoning Soprano here. Oh, maybe he does... I mean, it depends. He maybe has a team body. Unless he doesn't play one. The best for him would be to have a Sonata. And if you have the Sonata, you can actually special summon it. Then you're going to be able to go for the setup you want, which is make a Schuberta. But now he's gonna go instantly for it, okay. He does sacrifice the Blonde Diva. And I think he's gonna wait and then banish, maybe? No, he's taking the time, allowing Sarimakasi to play his turn. And in case there's, let's say, a Book of Moon, he could be using it, or even used earlier. Angel is in such bad spot because he has a Stratus which is useless, which is just going to allow him to draw for more heroes. But then that is it. The Schuberta is here for the control. Also, Sarimakasi cannot use the effect of Celestial to draw for 2. Completely slowed down. Alright, searches for the Decider. Goes for the Destiny draw. And I think he's gonna let things go through until the 2 cards are set. Maybe. And now he's gonna be using... He lets this Celestial when you have a Schuberta? I don't know why. Why didn't he stop? I don't understand. No, I don't understand that. You have Schuberta, you know that he will have no cards in his hand and he doesn't go for that. I don't understand. MST that targeted the MST of Angel, which Angel now targets another card from Sarimakasi, destroying the Monster Reborn. And you know the Schuberta is so useless. The role of Schuberta here is that you want to banish the Celestial, but man, it still lets Sarimakasi to draw, so I didn't understand that. Angel sets a monster. Gonna be attacking. Okay. That's gonna be a Book of Moon eventually. And now he uses the effect of Schuberta. But I don't think there's any Destiny Hero monsters in the graveyard on the side of Sarimakasi. No, there is. Drill Dark Stratos goes also for the Malevolent Sin, but yes, I mean, doesn't change the fact that this is a late one. This is such a late one. Gonna be the turn of Sarimakasi here. Now he has still one back row. But will it be good enough for him? Is the question. Sets a card, going to try to attack the other face down, and that face down is going to be none other than the solo. Angel lets the attack go through, which is gonna, I think, summon the Soprano. Soprano going to retrieve one of his monsters, gonna go maybe to retrieve the solo. Alright, so Angel does have the resources so far. Alright, flips up the Shuberta, summon the solo, and he's not even going to do any fusion. Trying to go for Shuberta here. Okay. I mean, we know he had the score from the previous turn. So if there's no interrupt, that is going to be lethal. Yes, indeed. Angel is still going to get the win. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be 8-8. Such a close war win so far. So Angel gets the point. Sarimakasi is going to be art. And we just have to wait for the last player on the side of Infinity, which is going to be Zelda. Such a close war is going on. There's a lot of variety of decks that has happened within this war as well, which is even more surprising. $69 views, and you just have to say 69. Come on, guy. Well, that's nice. That's nice, as a lot of people say. No one leave, no one joins. I'm happy if people stays in for the 69 viewers. That would be nice. All right. Anyways, Zelda is in the table. Let me put the name. We're on to the last road. The two last players from both teams. We'll see who's going to be the winner. Eishizu Ishtar on the side of Zelda. This might be another Abyss Actor. Ooh, that Abyss Actor is going to be doing some damage. Because you have to think that Melodius does not have the matchup. Against Abyss Actor, they do not. Passing in turn! Zelda passing in turn! Oh, you must have something. Come on. You must have something. What is this? Oh my god. Alright, Chopin gets the monster. Okay, gets the draw. I swear to god, if there's no hand trap, this is going to be ridiculous. I think there is. Yes. Fine. Fine. The man is safe. Had this fear Kribo anyways. Things could have gotten worse though if you, let's say, go for the Mozata. Mozata into summoning another monster, let's say Soprano. Soprano gets back the other monster. Or even worse, you're gonna go for like Mozarta summons Chopina. Chopina gets back the Sonata. That will have been 3 monsters on the field. And maybe lethal. Ooh. What is that? Okay. We shall calm down, because I do think he could have... Oh, Storm. Okay. I was otherwise thinking that he has some Odd Eyes to destroy his own superstar, because then he can search for the Odd Eyes. But fair enough, he's gonna have the Storm though. Storm forcing the 2 back rows. That's gonna do the damage, destroys the script as well, but... Nah. What is the card you have, Zelda? He's going for Siltoms. Nah. Is this all he has? Well. Goodbye to a soldier. That Abyss Crypt is out in the worst way possible. It is as unfortunate as it is. But DLTW getting that point is probably going to change the whole war. Because as I mentioned, they do have the matchup. And I'm talking about Abyss Actor having the matchup against Melodius because of the violence and the fact that you can summon a lot. You do have a lot of tech cards around it. Anyways, they're going for the last, probably last duel. So this second deck must be something good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Phantom Knights, which is going to be again interesting, but there's something I can say about it. Phantom Knights against Melodius isn't that simple because they do have, most of the times, their monster banished. But when Phantom Knights gets first, good things can happen sometimes. And so far, 3 set. This cannot be good 100%. There should be some good interrupts though for Zelda to be able to block stuff from Angel, but again, this is not free. We're talking about the deck that is most of the time is violent. This is what Phantom Knights is, a violent deck. You get to banish cards, get to draw cards, do combos again, be able to make exist, to destroy cards, special summon monsters back, then be able to go for other plays. 2 MSTs has been done. First movement solo about to happen as well. Also, you already finished launch Kaiba. Oh, okay. Sounds good, sounds good. So first movement solo, who is he going to summon? It all depends on the monsters that Angel has. He's gonna go for Sonata. Trying to see the delay. So there should be one more background on the side of Zelda. Chopina gonna be summoned. And that's gonna get Forbidden Chalice, but it's not over. It's not over because if there's a monster, I swear to God, it must not be. It's not over. Zelda is still alive, but barely. Zelda is alive, but barely. Again, Angel, if he had the Soprano, will have been doing the what's called Blum Prima, which is one of the fusions from the Melodies archetype. Not generally broad, but can do 2 attacks. Does Zelda have something? 2 sets at least. Always good if you have a monster, because then you're going to be able to draw. It's never bad. But the backdrop must be something good. And worse is that Angel can still retrieve the... Sopran? No. Sonata? With Sonata, he's gonna special summon it, then can summon. Angel setting a card, special summons the Sonata. And he's declaring the battle phase. I don't know the OST from Assassin's Creed Gaibon, but maybe it does. Oh, the break! Oh no! It's a Kagemusha! Oh, you don't like to see this. Out of all the cards, it's a Kagemusha that was set. Oh no. Zelda is screwed. Unless he has... Oh, okay. This is not going to be easy. He has to accelerate the deck as much as possible. So far, he's going for Phantom strategy. Discard 1 Phantom Knight, and you're also able to add a Phantom Knight trap, which is due to the skill because you add the Fog Blade, which you can target a monster, negate something. Also goes for the Silent Boots. But I think unfortunately it's not gonna be enough. I think that is it. Fog Blade is just stopping 1 attack, and there's already 2 monsters. And I appreciate for the follow Grace Tika. You go, true. But yeah. What else can be said? It is over. Oh my god. That was a war. The ending is so painful though for Infinity, but good war from both teams. I gotta say that today the winner is none other than DLTW, winning 10-8. So congratulations to DLTW for this win against Infinity. Man, both teams fought well. Jesus. Oh my god. That is quite the war I got to watch for sure. Had a blast with it, I'm gonna say that much. So let me just end the prediction as well. But yeah, hope you guys had been entertained with the war. Hope you guys had a good time as well. That was a crazy one. Jesus. Well, I think for me, that that is all. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I'm just going to be doing one classic here, the raid. No, it's optional. I'm gonna try to find personally if there's any team wars going on. I'm gonna go raid that. So feel free to join me if you want, guys. Otherwise, we can go for something different. So as you guys wish. Actually, you know what? Let me raid someone. Yeah, it hasn't finished. Let me go for that. We're gonna raid Mini Music, my broski. There's so many broskis. Anyways, we're gonna be raiding you guys. We're gonna send you for another team wars Genkai code against Toxic Nightmare. I'm also gonna put the score before we do the raid so you guys are knowing what's going on. And this is actually pretty interesting. Toxic Nightmare is getting the lead, so I'm gonna be sending you guys there. And ladies and gentlemen, have a good day, evening, and see you next time. Peace.